me, because Kundalini isn't just about, sex, but it is about a physical manifestation, putting your energy and power in the body, and how can the body help to open us up and explore and understand different things. Our own power to transform our lives by opening our bodies to new experiences. So Pisces, this is a time for you to really just open yourself up and take a leap of faith in something that you don't have a lot of control over to begin with. There's a sense of like casting it over and handing it over to God. There's also a sense of voyeurism, a sense of seeing something that you want, of real attraction between you and somebody else. Covetousness, sensuality, peeking in, voyeurism, absolutely. But it's paired with a sense of an awakening that's happening inside of yourself. And at first, it might have seemed a little bit taboo. At first, it may have seemed like it's a removal from tradition. It's like you're getting away from tradition, away from what you normally felt comfortable with. And maybe, maybe there is a little sense of your family would not have approved. But this is a sense of it's not about your family or moving past. Hold on. Thanks. So it is about, it's almost like this is the conduit through which you're going to be changing your life. So it's more about the experience as an understanding, an undertaking of transition for you and what you need in your life to be real, right? Changing things up, shaking things up, not just for the thrill. No. It's more about the education and learning and letting yourself be, if you will, stretched, broadened, opened up, healed in many senses of the word, because there is that sense of there could have been some conflict and now there's liberation from that conflict. Really being able to take this new bit of information. It's like, it's hard for me. It's sexual liberation. It's using sex, or I feel like it's an untraditional form of sex. I feel like it's erotic letters or suggestive communications that's going on between the two of you. Maybe even watching them and somebody else partake in something. This is real, like, not necessarily taboo, but it's definitely not traditional, and it's maybe something that you always frowned upon before, but you've reached a point in your life when you really need to push your own boundaries. And that's why I'm saying it's about a broadening and expanding and your own liberation, liberating yourself from any kind of confines, restrictions, judgments that you've had in the past. It's about pushing those boundaries and opening yourself up wide. You're not throwing yourself in. You have been acclimated step by step to this communications. I think that you're respecting somebody's boundaries and they're respecting yours. You're respecting each other. And that's why there's this sense of being able to open yourself up step by step, taking one step at a time. It's like little by little, you're able to open up. Like, let in, at least maybe you're in just the discussion mode right now within your relationship, but you're at least able to open yourself up to a new perspective, a new point of view. This is once again also a sense of watching, opening up the windows so somebody can watch you, or opening up the windows so you can look out and see what's out there. broadening and expanding. Either way, there's a portal that's been opened that is enticing, but you don't have to rush through it. There is this little bit of, there is faith involved here. It's like you're knowing that you're seeing very clearly you're entering into a situation that you cannot control. And maybe that's one of the things, is relinquishing control, letting go of the need to control everything. This is definitely wanting something, desiring something, needing it, not being able to take your eyes off of it, but sort of hiding your interest in it. So it could very well be not that you're hiding your true intentions, but you haven't really, it could be like, this is how you're approaching the concept. This is how you're approaching the idea. You're just kind of like, well, what is it about? I want to learn more. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're full on into any kind of explicit sexual act or behavior, or if this is even about sex, but there's something sensual and visceral about this experience. So it is definitely something that somehow arouses you, whether it's arouse your spirit, arouse your heart, or arousal through the genitals. And I do think that's partially it, at least part of it. There is just this sense of being enticed to know and learn more. This is why I say Kundalini, because there's meditation here. There is opening up those chakras through passion, through like self-exploration, through your connection with somebody else, learning how to love in a different way, love a different kind of person, share yourself in a different way, is broadening and expanding who you are. So there is this sense of really feeling like there's self-growth here, and also becoming alive. Being connected in a way that you were not able to connect, or realize things about other people or yourself through other people. And changing your world, realizing that you are the universe. The universe, you're a reflection of the universe. Your eyes are what the universe sees through. It's like the universe is living in you, and it's experiencing everything through your own unique experiences. You're not separate from the universe. You are actually it, experiencing life through your unique perspective. And so you're conducting yourself to explore and expand your perspective so that you can add to the universe, maybe even add to something that you're creating. This is all part of creation in Pisces. I know that you love to create. So there's a sense of really broadening your idea of what is good for you, changing it in some ways to allow yourself to be happy in a circumstance that at one point maybe made you feel uncomfortable, or you thought, I might want to turn back from this. I might not want to do this. This looks like it looks big. But this is definitely, there's a long road ahead, but it's a journey that excites you. You want to get to the top of that mountain. You want to see maybe what's on the other side. And the reason why you're doing this, and this is what's so beautiful about Mountain, the reason why you're doing this is because the challenge is going to change you, and you want the change. You want the difference. After this journey, and this is a beautiful energy. It's not a negative energy at all. It's not destructive. This is a sense of going on a journey, going on a pilgrimage, challenging yourself to improve yourself, to build yourself up. So it's like you are definitely, the enticement here is the challenge. The enticement here is that long road that is going to be a struggle, and you're going to meet parts of yourself on this trip that there's no way you could have met anywhere else. There's also a sense of there might be, like I said, a lot of distance between you. You have foreign communications, traveling foreign, going overseas, communications about traveling or communications from abroad. There is that sense of long distance communications here, and long distance communications that are very sensual in nature, very opening up, very broadening, very expansive, very sensual. Innocent though. This is an innocent sensuality. Letters coming from abroad that really arouse you, turn you on, or learning about, I'm sorry, my neck is bothering me. I apologize. Learning about something that's foreign to you to expand your perspective and really open yourself up to feeling a different kind of comfort, feeling more comfortable, or changing how you feel, opening yourself up to broadening and expanding this sort of sensual perspective, liberating yourself sexually, essentially, even though it may break from what you traditionally experienced, what you felt comfortable with, and what other people feel comfortable with. But there's a sense of challenging this tradition, broadening it and expanding it. Sorry, I want to get this off for you. Broadening and expanding your tradition, your set of traditions through learning, through personal growth, through personal development, through, once again, some sort of written communication, or I mean, it could be the frickin' Kama Sutra for all I know. But there's a sense of allowing yourself to be broadened and expanded through education, and maybe a non-traditional form of education that you are engaging in. And I say you are the bravest souls on earth, Pisces, opening yourself up to these experiences, to open yourself up, to broaden your life experience. This is a whole level of courage. There's a whole level of courage here. There's also a level of trust here. There's trusting yourself, knowing that you have a right to this. There's a sense of you need this liberation, you need this freedom, you need to take this control back, maybe from what had blocked you in or limited you. There's also a sense of, honoring the fact that you are really curious about this stuff. And so you want to try. I think this is a normal part of your character, and something that you are nurturing and loving and allowing it to grow, something that is not, once again, it's non-traditional. This is also a sense, I'm going to say this, of phone sex or Skype sex, or that kind of non-traditional interaction, and growing and broadening your understanding of how to share yourself, as well as share in somebody else that is at a distance from you. Hot damn! All right, let's see what's in the primary reading. Ooh, okay. All right. I understand that. The card that got flipped over was a really interesting card for this reading, and it is set healthy boundaries. And I don't think this is a warning. I think this is part of your education. This is like putting yourself in this situation is helping you understand. It's in a sensual, almost psychic, emotional, intuitive way, the only way that you can really communicate. That's how you are, right, Pisces? There is a sense of you always struggle to set boundaries. You always have struggled to assert yourself and do what's right for you. This kind of sensuality, this kind of learning, that's why you're learning it. That's why you're allowing yourself to be exposed to it, so that you can learn how to set boundaries that feel healthy and good for you, so that you take control of where you want to be and who you want to be with, so that you are allowing yourself through this very sensual, erotic pleasure or experience, giving yourself permission to ask for things that you want and refuse things that you do not. And you've given yourself permission, because normally you probably would not give yourself that permission. You'd let somebody else choose the boundaries or basically piss all over you. And this is your sense of, this is your conduit, your comfort zone of, I won't allow this, or I will allow this. This is also a sense of healing, of getting back your control. Maybe somebody back in your past took control from you through some sort of trauma. And there is this sense of you finally being able to open up, or find somebody to open up to, that will enable you to address that trauma and take back your control. So this is also very much like Kundalini. It's healing. It's purging the demons. It's getting them out of your system and using that energy to generate healing and heat and health to help yourself heal, to help yourself heal. Time for a beginner mind and clear out the clutter. Holy shit. So this is Aquarius energy, and it's definitely like, I'm new here. You're a little bit still, in other words, still tentative. This is Cancerian energy. There is a sense of getting rid of old baggage that you don't need, that you've been carrying around for too long, maybe belief systems or emotions, especially since this is Cancerian energy, emotions or experiences that you've allowed to weigh you down. So this is a sense of broadening and opening yourself up to something, trying to have a beginner mind, trying to open your mind to unusual, unpractical, not normal, like think Uranus energy, because it's Aquarian energy, this sense of the non-traditional, the eclectic, the outside the ordinary, the unexpected. But there is still a sense of remaining a little bit maybe a little bit hesitant still right now. Learn from the past. So you come in this circumstance experienced and not in a position where you're going to get bowled over. You might bowl somebody else over. So Pisces, there is a sense of, you now know what you want. There have been so many different situations in your past that have disappointed you and hurt you. This is you asserting yourself. It's you asserting your confidence in what you know and what you've discovered through all of your pain, through all of the suffering. This is recalling all of that to give you strength and let you know, and almost give yourself permission to be happy in this way. This is also a sense of maybe letting go and being able to forgive some sort of patriarchal or matriarchal figure in your life that you did do something that absolutely hurt you. But in a sense, you doing these things is taking back the power that they took from you when they sort of steamrolled you in some way, whatever the circumstance was. This is the miracles are endless. So there's so much bountifulness coming to you. Holiness, divinity. This is really a connection to spirit and the gods. In other words, this is it's a chosen path for you. It's going to yield a lot of abundance for you. You've made the right choice. You've made the right selection. This is also Taurus energy, so it could have to do with Venus, sensuality, sexuality, bountifulness, opening, like literally, there's a lot of sensuality in your life right now. You really love that feeling. And you're actually using all the things that you've learned in the past of what works for you and what doesn't to make this an even more exceptional experience for you. Use your mind wisely. Okay, so when pigs fly, stuff that you thought you would never do, like literally, this is you overcoming the impossible. This is also you, in some ways, overcoming the limits that were in your mind and broadening and expanding and developing your mind. But it's literally, for me, this is, with all these other cards, you thought that this would never be possible. Like none of this would you have bet on, right? There is just this sense, but it's a sense of allowing yourself to engage in what beforehand you thought would have been impossible. But there's some sort of abundance that's come into your life. There's a lot of Taurus energy, earth energy. Maybe it's an earth sign. Maybe it doesn't matter if it's an earth sign or not. What matters is there is a change. There is a physical change or a change through physicality. There is so much abundance that's coming in your life that is a divergence from what you've experienced in the past. But it's like you're not just getting lucky here. You know, you're driving this. It's you that is sort of like allowing the change to come into your life because of what you've learned and experienced. It's like all the old choices that I made, they didn't work out for me. This is a new choice. This is a new direction I need to go. I need to try because there's so much I could learn here. Sing your own song. This is Gemini energy. I don't know if you're dealing with a Gemini, but whoever you're dealing with, this is somebody who allows you to be yourself. This is a situation or a circumstance where you are just allowing you to be you and have confidence in that and not question that. You know, it's like you're doing you. And maybe there is a little bit of masturbation involved, but it's not literal. It's about finding harmony in yourself, singing your own song. Hold on a second. I know it wasn't a second for you, but I had to plug in the charger because it was about to fade. I love that this card came out, that this was like the final message. This is a sense of really you being true to yourself, and feeling comfortable enough to do it, and not asking for permission or asking for forgiveness. You're not asking at all. You're just allowing yourself. And there's such a sense of harmony and happiness that's coming through for you guys when you take this part of your life, aspect of your life, under your own control. So Pisces, looking for an answer or looking for a solution, it could very well come through your sense of sensuality. As long as you're liberating yourself and not condemning yourself to once again mold yourself to what somebody else needs, that would once again be self-abusive and traumatic.